Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you my replays on how I finished number 3 and number 6 in the global tournament. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I would say that I had the best record in the global tournament because 40 wins, 1 loss is I'd say better than 41 and 2 because 1 win is worth less than 1 loss in my opinion because it's harder to not lose to get up there than to get up there and just with 1 extra loss in my opinion, but it doesn't really matter. Here I'm against Gatassian. He ended up sniping me with Minor Rocket, Control, Royal Delivery, Mighty Miner to get the 3-card cycle and stuff like that. Go for Princess here, and I tried to catch the Miner with the Mighty Miner, but unfortunately I didn't catch it, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's alright. I know I can win this if I play perfect, so I'm just focusing up, trying my best here. Here, I just seeing what building he has, and he has a bomb tower, so not the building I was hoping he'd have. I was probably hoping he had Inferno Tower just because it's a bit more expensive, and Princess would be just that much more annoying if he had an Inferno Tower. But he ends up having Bomb Tower. Go for a Goblin Barrel here on the left, force out the log, and then I go for a Princess at the bridge because I know he doesn't have the greatest cycle to predict it because if he cycles guards in the middle then he's wasted 3 elixirs, so pretty good for me. I go for a log here on the guards just to cycle. I know he's going to Miner, so I get ready with my Fire Spirit here to try to catch it. If I remember, I didn't catch it, but yeah, I went in the back again. I go for Skellies here pretty quickly, and then I think I go for Goblin Barrel and Princess. If you look at his cycle, it doesn't have log, so that was good because I outcycled him by a lot, so he didn't expect me to have everything back right away, so he didn't react in time with the Royal Delivery either, so it was a very nice push by me. So here, I know he's going to rocket my tower, but I know I can get away with a rocket on his tower because we both have decks where we can defend very cheaply. He just logs my Goblin Barrel and I just Skellies his Miner. Obviously, I'm going to take a damage and he's not, but it doesn't really matter too much. So here I go for Skellies and log. The guards wasn't good because I was going to probably log anyway just because I can't really take any damage. Then I go for a Princess here because if you look at his hand, he didn't have anything to predict it with. He didn't have enough to predict it with anything. He had no elixir for Mighty Miner, so he just had to wait and log or delivery. I don't know why I didn't delivery. I would have done that myself, but it's fine. I would have probably preferred for him to go Royal Delivery because it's a bit more elixir, but I'm fine with it. Go for Goblin Barrel, just force out the delivery there, and then I go for Mighty Miner because I want to match his 3-card cycle. I don't want him to have it and me not. I rocket now since I have the 3-card cycle. I Fire Spirit to make sure my Mighty Miner beats his, and then I go for Log and Skellies here knowing he's going to rocket, so I just had to wait a bit. Then I go for Princess at the bridge just to get a bit of damage in, and then I think I go for a Cannon here. Yep. Then I go for Fire Spirit, try to catch it. Don't catch it. I don't think I've caught a single Miner, but go for a Log as well. Maybe I could have logged it towards the Cannon, but I don't think it would have gotten any less hits. And here I know I'm going to win because I just need to rocket the tower twice and I have rocket in hand and he just used it. So I know I'm just going to be a little bit faster than him. So here I just go for Princess. I go for Skellies behind the tower. And here, this is very important. I go for a Goblin Barrel on the Miner knowing that Goblin Barrel has a very high chance of catching the Miner. And because I can't take Miner damage, I need to just rocket the tower and log. I go for Princess because I didn't have a login cycle and he didn't have a good hand again to predict Princess, but it wouldn't really matter. I just went rocket and then Skellies log, but it's fine. I went to Fire Spirit, Skellies, and then log. But yeah, that's why catching the barrel was important. So then I could just Goblin Barrel on the Miner just to make sure to catch it. And yeah, that's what I like to do against Miner Rocket when it's close. You need the Goblin Barrel the Miner. Here I'm against Nico. This guy's playing Giant Skeleton Drill, Archer Queen cycle with log, Fireball, Fire Spirit, Skellies. This looks like a really bad matchup, but personally, I don't think it's very bad. I think it's pretty even, because if you play well on bait side, it's a little bit hard for them to get drill damage, so it ends up being drill fireball cycle versus rocket cycle, but I think if you're perfect on the drill, then you can just beat them with rocket cycle. But it's very hard to play the defense, so I definitely say that log bait still has to play better than them, even though it maybe slightly for log bait. I go for Goblin here just to force out the log, and then I have Fire Spirit and Log in hand. I just can log the first Goblin and I can just Fire Spirit on it and I'm looking good. I'm also waiting to see if he queens or anything like that because I really want to Princess to Queen. But it just kind of depends. That's why I'm waiting for him to make the first move. But if he doesn't do anything, obviously I'm just going to go with my Princess. I think he went for the drill though. Yeah, he did. So as you see here, I go for the Princess on the right just to apply a bit of pressure. Then I just go Fire Spirit and Log. Fire Spirit log or log Fire Spirit or log Skellies or Skellies log are going to be your main drill defenses. And then to defend the Queen, I always use my Mighty Miner ability. I went for Skellies there first though just to make sure my Mighty didn't take a lot of damage. And to go for Goblin Barrel right away because he He didn't have a log in cycle because I outcycled him, so I made sure to go with log straight away. I mean barrel straight away. And basically, yeah, I'm just trying to go with the princess whenever he goes in at the bridge because it will allow him to not be able to fireball because he won't have enough elixir if he defends the princess. And then if I play good drill defense, he still won't even be able to do anything if he fireballs. So here, I go for a princess on the queen because it just snipes it and it's like very annoying, forces it to spell us a lot, forces out the log this time. I go for fire spirit here, and then I just wait, and then I go for a log, and then I think I go for skellies as well. Yeah, I did. And then if you look at his hand again, he has no log again, so I go for a goblin barrel here, and then I just go for a mighty miner on the drill, and then I can go for a fire spirit to just clean everything up, just like that, and then yeah. And then here, I think I just go for a rocket on the tower. Yeah, I did. I went for a rocket on the tower because I have mighty miner down, and I was only down 3 elixir after rocketing, so it's a perfectly fine rocket because I can defend being down 3. Now it's only down 2 because he wasted the skellies. So here I go for a golem barrel just because you can't let him stack up too hard. That was a very nice queen by him though because it killed my golem barrel and supports his push. I'm going to take damage here. I do take damage here. I go for mighty miner on the queen, go for skellies to block the giant skelly just because it like does a lot of damage, and then just go for a log on the drill, and then I'm only down 1 and I have a princess up, so it's not too bad. I go for another goblin barrel on the tower, I think, and then I think I go for a princess, and then I quickly mighty miner at the bridge, and my princess clips the skellies, which is perfect. I go for a fire spirit log on the drill here. I messed up with the fire spirit placement. I kind of finger slipped, if I remember. I think I finger slipped. Go for a golem barrel here, force up the fireball, and then I know he's going to cannon, so I don't bother princessing the opposite bridge because I knew he would just cannon the other princess, so then there's no point putting my princess at the bridge when he would just shoot the cannon, and then he'd just go archer queen on my princess. I get no damage. And this rocket's very important. I rocketed the tower because he giant scaled the back, and since he giant scaled the back opposite lane, I'm not worried about the drill because he won't be going drill on the left side. He's going to be going drill on the right side because he has all the damage on the right side, so I know I can get away with rocketing the tower and defending the giant skelly for cheap because he like the only time drill is a threat is when it's being tanked by the giant skelly, but if it's in the opposite side where it doesn't have any damage in, he's obviously not going to go drill with this, so then I can just like go for a rocket, be down elixir, and just like commit a bit on the drill and just commit more on the giant skelly when they're in opposite lanes. But obviously I'm not going to rocket here when he has a giant skelly down with the drill. So here I go for mighty miner in the front just to tank the drill, and then I go for a log as well just to make sure my mighty miner lives, just to get the 3-card cycle, and then I rocket the tower. I also go for a golem barrel because if you look at his hand, he doesn't have log or fireball, so I get a bit of damage here. Go for the ability as well, hoping at the queen, but I don't, so a second too early with that. Go for princess and fire spirit and skellies. You always want to counter the queen super fast at the bridge. I go for a barrel because if you look again, he has no logs, so it's always good to pressure when he has no log because it'll force him to overcommit. And then I think I go for another golem barrel just to keep the pressure up, making it hard to go drill and fireball. And then I go for a little bit of a higher cannon so it can snipe the queen, and then I just log it away. And then I go for princess at the bridge just to apply pressure because now you see he fireballs, but now he can't defend the princess. So as I said earlier, like if you just keep up the pressure when he's going in drill, like you see every time he wants to go in, I just go in with the golem barrel or I go in with the princess. And if I can't do any of those, I predict it with the mighty miner in the front because then even if he fireballs, it's not going to kill my mighty miner, of course. So it's always making sure that like he can't make the big push, and if he does, I make sure that I'm still able to defend it. Like I'm not letting him get like an unstoppable, undefendable push because I'm always pressuring and I'm always like making sure that he can't get that. But yeah, that's kind of how you win that. Here I'm against a golem player. He's playing with golem, cannon cart, and e-drag. So in this game I have Inferno Tower. I played Inferno Tower I think 4 times in the tournament. I matched golem 3 times, so very nice for me. I go for a golem barrel in the corner here because I know this guy's a golem player. Just didn't know which version, but after seeing lumberjack and NATO, I was sure it was between 2 versions, golem lightning and golem e-drag cannon cart. So here I'm just trying to figure out the version, but I think I go for a princess in the back. No, I go for princess in the middle to snipe that baby dragon, definitely. I go for the ability as well just to hit the baby dragon and damage it. Then I go for a fire spirit on the baby dragon here just to make sure that my princess lives. Go for skeletons on the Mega Man so my princess doesn't die. Because in this, you need to protect your princess no matter what version they have. I go for golem barrel here. I force out the bar barrel. It still could be either version in my head. I go for mighty at the bridge to predict the lumberjack, but unfortunately, it didn't get down in front of it. I go for princess at the bridge as well, because if you look at his hand, it's not very great. So that princess on the left is going to get a lot of damage, and in this matchup, you really need to keep them on their feet, like constantly thinking, constantly like have low elixir, because their defenses are much more expensive than my offenses, so it's always good to just keep them low and keep them thinking and keeping them trying to find a move to play. So I go for a golem barrel here straight away because I don't want him to golem in single elixir. I just want to like keep pressuring him because in double is when he's just gonna like have an activated king tower. He's gonna just keep on goleming, and I'll never really be able to get any damage. So I want to get as much as I can in single. I go for mighty here, and I pop the ability just because I want him to defend the mighty miner more, and he wasted the mega minion on the left there, so that was not good. Go for princess on it and to support my mighty. He goes for E-Drag there, and here I know that I can keep up the pressure very well. I know I can get another ability down. So I go for the ability, which forces out either Barb Barrel or NATO. I think he NATOs it. Yeah, and then I go for a Golem Barrel. I let the Lumberjack go. This is very important. I let the Lumberjack go, and then just Princess the Bridge on the opposite side, because if you look at his elixir, he only has 3. I go for Fire Spirit in the back, preemptively knowing he could only Mega Minion, and then I go Skelly's Mighty Miner at the bridge on the left, and then I go with the Golem Barrel with it too, because if you look at his hand, he has no spells in hand, he has no Lumberjack, so it's completely garbage hand. He goes for E-Drag, and then I pop the ability knowing that he's going to go Lumberjack. I hit the tower, hit the E-Drag, and the Lumberjack, so I get a bunch of value with that, and then he has to NATO, and he's forced to Barb Barrel too, because he has no ground cards in hand, and that Mighty Miner will take the tower. Still gets a bunch of damage anyway. So then I go for another Golem Barrel. He has no spells in hand again, so I'm just constantly messing with his cycle, messing with his elixir, and he hasn't really been able to go in yet. Using your Mighty Miner on offense well is the key to this matchup. You just have to make sure to keep on attacking well with it. And since he Golem in the back, I know I can just cycle 2 rockets on the tower. I'm not worried. Let's go for a Golem Barrel. Then I could just go for, I think, like a Mighty Miner, and then I just log it back to make sure it can't get to my tower in time. And I actually beat this guy without using my Inferno Tower. So even if I had Cannon, it wouldn't have mattered because I didn't play my building the whole game because he was just stuck busy defending, and I just like played a bit better. I just forced out the wrong cards at the wrong times, and he just couldn't really do anything about my non-stop pressure. I just kept on going in and in, and he just eventually just couldn't do nothing no more. Here, I'm against another Golem player. I go for Fire Spirit at the bridge. Fire Spirit's the best first play versus most decks, but especially against Golem because it forced out the Baby Dragon in there, so I go for a Mighty Miner like I did versus the other guy, and then pop the ability here just to make sure he has to defend the Mighty Miner again. This time he's playing E-Barbs though and Heal Spirit, so a little bit of a different deck, a little bit trickier in my opinion because E-Barbs are more scary than Cannon Cart. So he does a really good Heal Spirit there to make sure both E-Barbs survive. I go for Golem Barrel on the right just to force out a Tornado. And then he activates his King, which is good for him. Go for Fire Spirit on the E-Barb, so I'm down 1, but I have a Princess down. I know he's going to Lumberjack, so I get ready with my Princess and Skeletons on the Lumberjack. So I go for a Skellies and Princess here. And basically this matchup's the same as last time. I'm trying to get as much damage as I can in single because I know in double it's going to be very hard to get damage. I think I go for a Mighty Miner in the back here. In the front, okay, I did in front of my tower. I should have put it in the back because this Baby Dragon's going to not get targeted by my tower. So I popped the ability for sure. And then since it doesn't get targeted by the tower, I take a little bit of damage, but I guess it's not too bad. Took 1 hit. I go for a Golem Barrel here. He has Barb Barrel in hand, but I'm just trying to outcycle him right here. Go for Fire Spirit, go for Skellies, and then I go for Princess at the bridge because, oh, I didn't put it at the bridge. I think I should have put it at the bridge there, to be honest, but I guess it's fine. Yeah, looking back at the replay, I would have definitely put it at the bridge there because, okay. Yeah, I did that Goblin Barrel knowing he was going to Tornado to the inside because that's what they always do. Go for Fire Spirit on the right. I know he can't defend it, and if he does, he'll automatically lose to a Mighty Miner, so of course he doesn't. I go for Mighty and Skellies. I do the Skellies to make sure my Mighty Miner is full HP, and then go for Princess at the bridge, and here he splits his E-Barbs. So now if you look like this, I go for my Mighty Miner ability and log just to push back the E-Barb a bit and make sure that my Princess survives and kills the E-Barb, and then my Princess gets so much damage. Like, this is game-winning damage right here, because now I don't need to touch his tower. I just need for him to go in the back and double. Like, at the end of double, I could just Rocket Log twice, because Rocket Log twice does 1008. And he messed up that Barb Barrel, so now it's just 2 rockets. So it's very important to know your spell damages. I just Princess the back on the left here. I have to set up a defense. I go for Mighty. He doesn't know that I have Inferno Tower yet, so I'm using that to my advantage. I just go for an Inferno now, though. Like, I couldn't really, like, keep it a surprise anymore because I didn't have a good cycle. I didn't want to, like, waste my Skellies and stuff because I thought he was going to E-Barbs the left bridge, but he goes for that for some reason, so I just go for a nice rocket into everything, and then I go for a Golem Barrel just to pressure while defending. Then I know that Baby Dragon's going to come up and die to my Inferno, so I'm not worried at all. I just go for another Princess down low, and then here I know I just need to cycle 2 rockets to win. And I go for Skellies to make sure my Mighty Miner doesn't die, and then because I think he's going to Golem, and then he does Golem, and then I go for 2 rockets, and yeah, that's game. Wasn't really anything he could have done. Just gonna smash. That one Mighty Miner ability pretty much won me the game, to be honest. Like, blocking the E-Barb and tanking for the Princess. That one sequence alone got me like 1,000 damage. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I'm sorry for doing replays, but I don't really like to record the end of GT or end of ladder because I'm like too focused to really talk while I'm playing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and bye.